and today I'll be showing you how to adjust your blade for your plotter. Most plotters use the same type of settings or the same idea to adjust your blade. One big problem I notice when people tell me they're having trouble plotting their vinyl is that their blade is too far out in the blade holder. So I'm just going to show you what it may or may not look like here. So somebody will tell me that their vinyl is not cutting or it's ripping right through the plastic regardless of pressure settings, and I'll ask to see their blade holder, and this is what I'll see. Now that's too far out. That's horrible. That'll do damage to your machine. That'll mess up a lot of material, waste of time and money, and a lot of frustration. Here I will show you how to adjust this. So if your blade is sticking out that far, and again, all blade holders are different, but most of them have the same idea. So they have this button right here that you push, hold, and remove your blade. So we'll pretend this is a new blade. We'll take the cone side and we'll insert that into this port. I'm going to put it in. I like to give it a push with my nail to avoid poking myself. So I'm tap it in, it's in there. This one has two wheels, an adjustment wheel and a lock wheel. I'm going to start by rotating the adjustment wheel and let the blade descend into the port there. So I'm just going to keep turning it. And you can kind of see it's barely sticking out. So I'm just going to bring it up a little bit and then tap it back down to make sure it's seated. And if I'm satisfied with my adjustment there, I'm going to lock it using this gold lock wheel here. So I'm just going to turn, make sure it's hand tight. And you can see this will keep this from spinning easily. Of course, you will have to do some testing, and if you're not satisfied, you can always bring it up a slight level or two. Whatever it is, you do not want your blade to be, something like that or like that. A good measurement for these is half the thickness of a card. So here I'm just going to show you a sample. This is a credit card here, and you can kind of see that the blade is a little bit longer than that, so I'm going to bring it back down a little bit. I'm going to lock it. Tight. Then we're going to check it right here, so we're going to put the credit card right there, and you can see that the blade is not further or higher than the credit card, so that's about right. Of course, you'll have to do some testing and adjust it a level or two. Once you get it, you're going to lock it. For that reason, I recommend different blade holders for different projects. So this one, for example, is my glitter blade. I use the silver one to remind me that it's glitter, silver glitter, etc., and then I use the black one for regular. So here I'm going to show you. We're going to start fresh here with no blade at all. Make sure there's no blade by pumping it. There's nothing there. So I'm going to grab a blade here, and this one is a 60-degree blade. I'm going to stick it in this port, tap it, and it disappeared. So that's too far down. I'm going to bring it up slightly until I start to see. You can kind of see it there. That looks about right. You can always refer to the thickness of a card. And you can see that's about right. From experience, for me, with my machines and my material, it's a little too far down. So I'm just going to give it a half of a turn or a quarter turn. I'm going to lock it, and there it is. This is a GCC blade holder with a 2mm shank diameter port. Going to start by getting the cone end of this inserted into the port, and this one looks about right to start with. So I'm just gonna mess it up here to show you an incorrect way to put that in. So if your blade looks something like that, stop right now and adjust your blade. That is incorrect. That'll rip right through your plastic and possibly damage your cutting strip. This one does not have a lock wheel. This one just has a turn wheel. And you can see as I turn it here, the blade will descend into the port. The blade is spinning, and that looks almost right. I'm just gonna take it back down a little bit, and there it is. So pretty simple. All plotters are different, but they use the same idea and similar depth of blade. Before you run your entire project, always make sure to do some testing as far as pressure, blade depth, and other things before running your whole project. Once you get your level set, I recommend using different blade holders. One for glitter, one for regular stuff. Basically, you'd want a 60-degree blade for anything that's thick and a 30 to 45-degree blade for thinner items. And that's all there is to it. Thank you. Happy printing.